Outfielding basics here. And first thing we want to show, and something that's very undercoached at the youth level that would prevent a lot of extra bases, is simply first steps are back. At every level, especially youth players, it's very hard to read where the ball is going to be going off the bat. And that could be from inexperience to wind to the spin on the ball. So to set up our outfielders for success, we always coach first steps are back. And we do that for a couple of reasons. First off, we're getting the player moving on their toes, ready to field the ball. But also, it's a lot easier to backpedal and sprint forward than to run forward and then have to turn around and run back. A second thing, and slightly more advanced, especially for our youth players, is getting behind the baseball and catching it coming in. What that allows us to do is get all that forward momentum to get a more powerful throw. So as you can see here, once our outfielder knows where the ball is going to land, stays back, chops a little bit, and catches it with his momentum moving forward for a nice powerful throw. Another skill we need to teach our players is how to catch a fly ball on the run. Easiest way to do this is just have a line of your outfielders and have them work each direction. And a couple things you need to make sure they understand is it's a simple drop, step, and go. And also it's very important that they stay on their toes when they're running. If you've been an outfielder and ever ran on your heels while trying to run back for a fly ball, it does appear that a knuckleball is coming at you. An undercoached item for outfielders is how to properly field ground balls in the outfield. We're going to cover two ways to field ground balls in the outfield. And now that most outfields are turf, the first one's very important. Ground balls now to the outfield can easily roll back to the fence and are hard hit ground balls. So here, there's the proper way to stop a hard hit ground ball to the outfield. And as shown here, our outfielder breaks down onto one knee with a wide base, and there's very few holes where a ball can get through here. Second item we want to coach here is the do or die. There are really only two scenarios where you would use the do or die. The first one would be a gap ground ball where you know if you miss it, your teammate is directly behind you and it's worth the risk, or if the game is on the line. As far as technique is concerned, there's only two items to coach. One is that we have the player in a dead sprint towards the ball with maximum effort. And second, that they're fielding the ball outside of their body. That way it doesn't slow down their momentum towards throwing the runner out. Next, it's important to coach that in the event the ball does get to the fence, we're fielding it the correct way. As long as our cutoffs are in the right spot, all we need to do is simply pick up the ball, one step throw. It is unnecessary to do a step behind or a crow hop throw. We just need to get the ball to the cutoff as quickly as possible. Now we will show you two drills to work on advanced outfielding mechanics. The first drill is how to properly dive for baseballs. We do this from a knee for safety, especially those inexperienced with diving for baseballs. All we do here is we put the outfielder in front of us, and with about 10 to 20 reps, we work from left to right. Goal here is to teach the player how to track and catch the ball while falling. If outside and on natural grass, you can be much more aggressive with this drill. And should the player be executing this well enough, and the coach very confident that the risk of injury is very low, it would be best to move to the feet and graduate from this drill into a run and dive for a baseball. Better to have the player's first diving plays be from a practice setting and not a game setting, not only for success to get the out, but more importantly, for safety. The final drill to cover is certainly an undercoached drill that we feel is very important due to the safety risk. When going back for balls in the outfield or for corner infielders going into foul territory, they must extend their arm, as shown here, finding the fence, and then working back to the baseball. This drill is simply a must and should be done regularly, primarily due to the safety concerns of running into a wall.